Still feel like I need some sort of like startup music. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to the Marley Bird YouTube channel. I am glad you are here joining us today as we are unboxing another really great yarn subscription box that is available out there for you to purchase. I'm of course joined with my cohort in crime, Katelyn Mall. Say hi, Katelyn.
Hey, everybody.
And we are also joined by the owner of Darn Good Yarns, Nicole. So hi, Nicole.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
It's kind of nice having the actual owner of the yarn box companies here because they are available to answer questions that you might have as you're watching this video. So don't be shy. Go ahead and leave your comments in the chat section of this video if you're listening live, or leave your comments after the show is over in the comment section, and we will do our best to answer all of your questions and comments. I also have Brittany on the sidelines helping us out, checking that everything is good to go. So we should be pretty all right here. And yeah, so Katelyn, I'm going to jump to you real quick. We haven't done this in a little while, and welcome back. You get another really great subscription box to open up, and it should be pretty cool and exciting. So let's kind of hear your story about, how did this all come to be for you?
Sure. So I'm super excited about this one. Can't wait to open my box. So this is our third unboxing. We're going to try to keep doing these once a month and showing you guys some new companies and subscriptions for you, and kind of show you what's in it so you know what you're getting. Darn Good Yarns, I had found, I think just like through Facebook, seeing their posts, liking them, and kind of following along with them. And I thought they would be a great option for us. And after I started talking to them, they have a different structure, I guess I want to call it, than other companies, where everybody gets the same first box. So it's almost like a welcoming box, no matter when you start their subscription. And I just thought that was really cool that, you're never really missing out on that. Hey, welcome to our, our group, our community. You always get that no matter when you start. So that's when I reached out to them, and I've been figuring this out. So we got them on the show, and we're so excited for this one.
I love it. I love it. And then Nicole, girlfriend, I feel like I've known you for ages. And so, but
Just don't date us, okay? Don't date us,
but I don't think I've ever had you on the podcast. I think no, it was years.
No, we had a podcast like
years
for me, years ago.
Years ago. Oh my gosh, it like just triggered in my memory. But why don't you give people like a brief sort of synopsis of what Darn Good Yarn is for you, and kind of your thoughts behind the yarn boxing. So see what this really is. It's like delayed gratification for Katelyn because I can't let her open the boxes yet. So it's kind of what's going on here.
So yeah, like I start, it's cool. We were just on the news this last week. Darn Good Yarn is celebrating 10 years being in business, which is super cool. And I started this company 10 years ago to really help women in India and Nepal have sustainable jobs. So we kind of approached the yarn industry a little bit differently. And I wanted to create sustainable jobs and safe jobs for women who are making these yarns. And it just sort of has morphed like every single year into something bigger and better. And so now at the core of our company, we have our mission that's around this idea of starting at love and having really thoughtful sourcing, and how we bring in yarns and other products that we have now, because we're turning like a lot more into a lifestyle company. And we're about attracting positivity and, our crazy, I think we always joke about being in California one year too many when I first started, but attracting positivity in the universe and having a lot of creative innovation as a way to help other individuals around the world have sustainable jobs. And by doing that through crafting and like what we all love to do, that's like really where our happy place is. And last December, so almost a year and a half ago, we decided to launch this Yarn of the Month Club. And we wanted to also make it so like you weren't feeling, I guess, overburdened by projects. Like I tend to I start something and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And then like I sort of taper off because I have a kid. I have a 1.5-year-old running around. So it's like a little nutty. And then, I run this whole business thing, and I do that whole wife thing. And so I get that it's crazy. And I think like a lot of the people who are signed up with our box also feel the same way. So we have, the whole premise with the box is that you don't get like overburdened every single month. It's a quick project. You can sit down, have a couple glasses of wine. It's nice and easy, and you can you're off to the races. And the yarn is all being sourced from our really special co-ops in India. So there's usually a recycled component to them, and they are being handmade. And we got it in at an awesome price point at $10 every single month, and you get a free gift, and you also get a knitting and crochet pattern that work exactly with that yarn. So when you take it out, you're ready, set, go.
Wait. I just gotta go back here. It's $10
It's
for
$10.
the entire box.
Yeah, we busted our butt. I mean, plus shipping. It's like $3.95 for shipping in the US. But we busted our butt to like really work to have a high quality product, but like not break the bank.
Holy moly. I just want to make sure everybody has put that together. Like $10. Like, you know, like $5 footlong, only this is $10 yarn and needles, right? Yeah, it's like $10.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh my gosh, my husband always quotes it. Was it like One Crazy Summer? That little kid was riding around on his bicycle. He's like, I want my $2. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Squirrel moment, but you know, it's $10. That's all it is, you guys. Oh my gosh. Super fantastic. All right. So Katelyn, are you already a subscriber to Darn Good Yarn Boxes, or is this your first time? Are you a newbie?
I am a newbie. I'm always a newbie for all of these subscription boxes because I don't want to know what's in them. I want to be surprised with everybody else. That's why it's still closed, not opened. I have no idea what is in this box, so I'm ready.
All right. Well,
can I just make a little like annotation here is that we, for a long time, we've been using poly mailers, like sort of plastic bags to send out our Yarn in the Month Club. And we got a lot of feedback. Like we're always listening to what you all are saying. So we wound up getting these awesome boxes. And we're like super excited about them because those are like my doodles on the box. So like we're a small company, like we have less than 10 employees. So it's, you know, it's really special for us. So we're excited for you to unbox this.
That's so cool. And Katelyn, show the box one more time because I didn't have you on screen.
So I have to say that when I got this in the mail, I was kind of like, I didn't know what to think because the box is so beautiful. Like I really have to find a way to be able to keep this on my desk and save it and put like stuff in it. I mean, look at that box. How could you not be happy when that shows up?
That's awesome.
Oh, okay. No, wait, before we get any further, because the next part I want to talk about, they need to know this. So Darn Good Yarns is a darn great company for all of us because they're giving away 3. That's right. Not 1, not 2, but 3 of these subscription boxes that we're going over tonight. So we are going to be giving them away throughout kind of the episode or whatever you want to call this. And so the first one's going to start soon. So just make sure you listen as we tell you like, hey, this is your chance to win a prize. And then comment. So this unfortunately is only for live viewers tonight, but we'll have something at the end for everybody. So make sure you stay around. Okay. So anyway, so this great box came in the mail and I was super duper excited, but then you look at the sides and it's got these little like sayings and funny things on them. Are these always the same or do these change on the different boxes?
These are going until we get through our first really big batch of boxes, they're going to stay the same. But the way I love to do my branding, it's probably going to change again in 3 months and I'm going to drive my graphics person crazy.
Hey, that's okay. So here's your first chance to win before we even open the box. So we would like to know what your favorite fiber saying is. So in the comments, write prize 1 and then write what your favorite fiber saying is. So on the box, we have my yarn and I are similar. As it unwinds, I do too. I love that one. That like needs to be on a shirt for me.
You should cross stitch that on a pillow.
Maybe I'll ask my mother-in-law. This one says, yarn is my happy place. And the last one we have is, I craft so hard, I sweat glitter. That is the best. That's great.
Or if you're like my year-and-a-half daughter, if she like has glitter around the house, it just sort of like permeates like, everything all day. So yeah.
Somebody said once that glitter was like the herpes of crafts. Like
it kind of really is.
I mean, yeah, we're in the afternoon. We could talk about that, but somebody said that once. It was like the herpes of crafts. Was like, really? Yeah, I could see that.
So make sure you get your entries in, and then Brittany is going to randomly select somebody and she'll let us know, and then we'll let you guys know who the winner is. Okay, so is there anything else we need to talk about before we open the box?
I don't think
Okay.
so. Everybody is leaving comments right now. Like everybody's like prize one, keep calm and crochet on. Like they're listing everything, a bunch of stuff. Is that what you just asked them to do? I might have got distracted. Okay.
Yep, that's it. So Nicole, look, now you're gonna have all this great like quotes to use for your next round of boxes.
There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch out there. All right, Katelyn, go ahead, girlfriend.
Right before I open this, I just want to say that this is the beginner box. Is that what you call it, Nicole?
Yeah, that's like the first box that everyone gets. And we did that so, like what you were saying, so everyone feels included. And we actually have really special free gifts for the first one that sort of get you kicked off for the rest of the subscriptions.
Okay. Oh, wait, we just got a winner picked. So before we move on, Cheryl Rain.
I'm glad you're saying it.
Ransier. Sorry, guys. I'm not very good with pronouncing names. So Cheryl, yay! You can email us at submissions at marleybird.com with your mailing address. And do you need anything else other than mailing addresses from the winners?
No. Oh, no, we don't.
Okay. So just send us, Brittany will put the email address in the comments.
If we get the email address too, of course, then we can send them tracking for it.
Okay, yeah, we'll get that too, and we'll send that off. Okay, so anyway, so this is the beginner box. So no matter when you start the subscription, you get this. So then, before I open it, I know I'm delaying it for myself, but so if I subscribe and I get this box, what do I get the next month? Do I get put in like with everybody else, or do we go on like that same flow? So everybody's box 2 is box 2.
If you were to order today, you would go into the flow of what everyone gets for the next month. But we're working it so it actually takes more of a progression so that you get to experience a whole bunch of different fibers and textures and different colors. And it's a little bit more curated because we have people that have stayed with us since that last December. So we want to make sure that nothing gets duplicated or it's similar to another yarn. So you'll be going like number 1, number 2, number 3. That's supposed to roll out though in like 2 months. So we're doing a little technology upgrade on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be a nice logistical feat to try to figure out keeping everybody in track as you mail it out every month.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. Ready? Da-da-da-da. Here we go. Okay, so when I first opened the box, you have your darn good yarn of the month. Look at that. Did you draw those too, I'm assuming?
Yep, that's all Mama's doodles.
Oh, I love them. Okay, so then we open it up. Oh, there's a nice little message in here. I won't read the whole thing because that'll take me time. Oh, guys, this is like a little book. Like it's not like a piece of paper that comes apart. It's literally a little book welcoming you. So do they get this every time? This has the patterns in it.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey guys, spoiler alert, the cowl she's wearing.
Katie's the one who designed it and she did such a good job. She's sitting like right off camera here.
This is amazing.
And it's actually a brand new upgrade. You get a little sneak peek on what we're working on in the works. So we'll be rolling that out probably the same timeline, a month to 2 months once we get them printed.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I like that kind of stuff. But anyway, a spoiler alert, the pattern in here is the cowl she's wearing. So if you like that, that's your free pattern. That's the knit version. And then there's your crochet version. Very cool. And it has a chart. I don't know if they all do, but this one does.
Oh yeah, I have a full-time fiber artist on staff, so she like keeps us in check for our patterns.
That is awesome. I mean, this is like worth the $10 right here, just to have the detail of the patterns. There's the picture in it. There's the chart. There's everything you need in here. This is wonderful. And then what does the QR code on the back get you?
That brings you to
the
website, and then we'll change that though. We'll change that though depending on the patterns because we also include different discount codes every month for the yarn if you want to get more of the yarn. So it's like almost like a club exclusive pricing.
Okay, cool. Okay, sorry guys, I was just checking if there was a question coming through. Okay, so next we have
I'll get your questions. Don't worry about that. You
okay,
keep doing that. I'm watching.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so then you get a little card that comes with it, and this is like a thank you card. That's super cool, and it tells you, gives you a hashtag and where to follow. Those are all important things. Let's see, the next sheet that comes in here, is this another like thank you note?
Yeah, it's just a little letter saying like how you can sort of share all about Darn Good Yarn. And we just actually like the front of it for the pictures. We're pretty visual people. So those are actually some of the women that make our yarns and ribbons.
Okay, so now I have to ask, So is it always the same group of like women doing it, or do you have to source it from different places? How does that work?
We source it from different areas in India, so we have to, and it is a very big operational strategy that we have to do. So we're not burning any one area out. So I might be working with people up in Bihar, which is like up towards Nepal, and they might work on 1 month's box, and then I'll work with another co-op down in southern India, and they're doing like they might be specializing in other yarns for us for other boxes. So we kind of keep the love spread all around.
Very cool. So then they work with different fibers then for you then.
Exactly.
So they're not like exclusive to a cotton fiber or something like that. They're kind of helping with what you want.
Yeah, and we really love using the recycled silk a lot, because we actually have had a lot of requests for people who have wool allergies. So and like they're like, I can't touch wool. So we actually decided to strip out a lot of the wool, and really focus on recycled silk, because we just think it's such a cool and colorful product. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Okay. I don't even know where to start in here. So I know that, well, I'll hold this off to the end because I know what that is. Okay. So in your box, you get your little cake of yarn. So do you really have to wind these every time for all the boxes?
Okay, so can I tell you like the story of how like we got them caked? So and I'll be as quick as I can. So caking machines is in southern India, where this yarn's coming from, are like really hard to come by. So this machine is like ancient, and the person I work with has actually bought other broken machines, and he just like pieces them out as pieces break. And like,
gosh,
because I want everyone to just be able to jump in and just start crafting. Like I know as a mom, like I have no time. So if I get like 15 minutes, I need to be able to cast on and get cranking away, because so many times where I like sit there and I'm like still balling the yarn and like I don't even get anywhere. So I wanted it to be like a plug and play experience.
Yeah, I love that. I have 2 young kids, so I totally get that of not having time. Like I've got to have them doing something if I'm going to even attempt to wind a ball. And usually I get like halfway through and it's, Mommy, I need this. Mommy, I need that. I'm like,
yes, I think almost like every single subscription box now that we've planned out like will be caked. I mean, I think there's maybe very few exceptions just because we don't have the resources in that area, but almost every single one the aim is to have them caked.
So we do have a couple questions here I need to ask. So one of them is, for the prizes, is it specifically geared towards just the US? Can anybody that's going to be leaving a comment, should they only be in the US, or can anybody win a prize? And that is coupled up with the next question is, do you ship to Canada or anywhere else in the world?
Yeah, right now we ship globally, and because we love you guys so much, we'll just open up the shipping and the contest worldwide.
Fantastic. Awesome. So there you go. I mean, people are just wondering. So, and you know what? Thanks to them thank you for asking, because that's very polite.
Okay, we good on questions?
You're good.
Okay, so now I have to ask, this is the beginner box. So everybody, sorry guys, spoiler alert, you're going to see what you'd get in the first box that you would receive. But anyway, so this is kind of a bright color mix. So do they get to choose kind of the color palette that they want going forward? Or how does that work? Is it always just completely a surprise?
Right now, it's usually almost always a surprise. As we continue to make upgrades to our systems, and maybe operationally we can do that, but right now it's what we do. Though it's not like it's totally randomized. We are looking at data from our website and like what people like there tend to be really best-selling colors, and so we try to stay in that family, and luckily they happen to be like all of my favorite colors anyway. So as we start to like curate yarns, we're basing it off of what we see and what's trending for the moment. So yeah, so we don't allow people to choose just yet, and we're hoping that might be something for the future that we add on.
Okay. Cool. So before I move on, and since this is a bright color, prize number 2, here we go. We want to know, what is your favorite way to use colorful yarn? Do you like accessories? Do you like sweaters? Do you like blankets? Do you like hats? What kind of items do you like to make with colorful yarn? Leave that as your comment. Make sure you say prize 2 so Brittany knows you're entering for that one. And we'll let that run for a little bit, and then she'll give that to us. Okay.
So hold on, I have a couple questions here while they're getting ready to list what they like to do with colorful yarn. One question is, where can people go to see what the shipping costs are going to be up front? So I'll let you answer that, but then I have another question.
Okay, so for US it's $3.95 right now, and worldwide, if they just go to the site, add it to their cart, and put in their shipping information, it varies country by country. But we actually got really like pretty low rates for worldwide shipping.
Okay. And then the next question is, as far as the yarn that's delivered in the different boxes, is it generally all about the same weight, the same size, the same amount, or does that vary as well? Because people are seeing the little tiny cake there and they're like, okay, so is that how much yarn I'm going to get for each project? I mean, for each box, or, they're curious about that.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So in terms of weight, we actually try to change it every single month. And so like, I'm not going to go with like a bulky yarn and then you're going to get another bulky yarn that next month, because we know that people like different weights. So generally you're going to get a 50 gram cake of yarn, and the pattern that coincides with it is like enough to complete that pattern. Wait, am I saying that right? Mm-hmm. Enough yarn to complete that pattern. So what you're looking at in terms of size is about that much. But the weights are going to vary. So like maybe the next month might be more like a fingering weight. And then the next month after that might be like a DK. So we do change that up like every single month for variety.
All right, cool. So those are the two questions. Katelyn, there you go. You can move on.
Okay, so then my next question, I'm going back. So looking in here, do you keep the same, are they always, I'm assuming they're always going to be accessory items because you're keeping with smaller amounts of yarn. But so do you vary between, cowls, hats, what other types of things do you include in there?
Yeah, smaller shawls, like we have a really popular yarn on our website, which is like our lace weight silk cloud yarn. And even a half skein of that gets you a really nice sized shawl. So that's one of the projects. We just did a wine bottle koozie this last month, and that was pretty popular. And someone actually, if you follow us on Instagram too, you'll see like people sometimes get in there like, okay, I'm not going to do that pattern. I'm going to make my own thing. And then like someone came up with a beer, like a beer can carrier thing, and it was like really adorable. So what are other things? I'm looking at Katie here. Hats.
Headbands.
Yep.
We did purses.
Yeah, we do purses, like a lot of notions purses, makeup purses, things like that.
Okay, very cool. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I thought I had another question, but it'll come back to me. Okay, so then the last thing that comes in this beginner box is this cute little box. And inside here are the tools that you need to complete the project. So, oh, these are cool. You get a set of knitting needles. Can we all see those? Aren't they cool? I love purple, so this is like awesome. They're like a purpley royal bluish color, and then you get a crochet hook to go with it. Okay, so I have to ask now, I don't want to offend anybody, but these look like golf tees. So is there a reason behind the shape to them? I mean, it's just a very unique shape for a knitting needle. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, like when we're working with like the co-ops, that they've been really awesome working with us to make sure that we can keep this at $10 for people and make it like an achievable monthly goal. We're not, and I think this is something that I love about Darn Good Yarn, is that we're working with really non-traditional sources, and that's just one of the things. So it's going to look like a golf tee, but they work great.
No, I think they're super cool. So these are handmade then, is what you're saying?
They're handmade. And like, and I think the other cool thing is like, you're dealing with, these are very small companies. Like, I'm sure we all have maker friends that are on Etsy doing their side hustle, right? And like,
right,
you watch them sort of strap it together. Like the same thing's happening in other areas of the world. And like, these people this is like their livelihood. So some of these companies, like, this is not like, they're not needle companies, they're making other things, and so they're like, hey, we're going to try and help you like achieve your goal and make this project. So this is what we get, and it's fun. I mean, this is the evolution of Darn Good Yarn.
That is so cool. Like, I love that you guys are helping other people do what they love to do to make us be able to do what we love to do. And I mean, really, for $10, who can complain about that,
So,
right?
while we're waiting here, Katelyn, I'm going to let you check the phone for the name of the new winner. Oh. And I am going to ask you a question, Nicole. So we have a couple comments in the chat room where people are saying that when they got their first box, they didn't get one of the little tiny books. So I'm curious if that is a new and updated box, maybe as you transition to having a new box. People are just curious as to maybe why they didn't get a book. Maybe it's something new.
Yeah, it is. It's an upgrade, and we're all about hearing customer feedback, and people have just been wanting like different things, and this is one of the new iterations.
Thank you very
If
much.
if they do want a book, and if they're heartbroken once we print them out, they want to email us. We're happy to put their name on a list, and we'll send them one out on the house.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay, so we have our winner, and I know why Marley is saying that I should check my phone because I'm going to butcher your name again. Okay, so this time it is Christine Oysterberg. Guys, this is not funny.
It's hilarious.
As you can tell, we are an equal opportunity. We are not picking you because you have an easy name to say. So, Christine, I'm going to spell your last name in case I really butcher it.
Oh, dear God.
Osterbuhr. So if that's you, congratulations. Please send us an email to submissions@marleybird.com.
I'm so sorry.
If I was doing the contest and I had a hard last name, I would put it in like spelled out, like the dictionary.
Yeah.
So I get chosen,
The lady that just won the last one, she totally just wrote it out like that. Like I got to scroll up, and it's like Rancier, or something like that. I think that's how she had it spaced out to where you could read it. I don't know. It's too far up in the messages. I can't find it. But yeah, she totally just did that.
Last names can be so hard.
I'm so sorry.
First names can be hard anymore. Sometimes the way people spell names, and this is why I'm not a teacher. Okay, not the only reason, but anyway, so we're digressing. Okay, so very cool. So now if I subscribe today, when would the next, like, how does that work? If I subscribe today, when does the beginner box go out? And then when do the monthly boxes go out? Do you have like a set date that everything goes out on?
Yeah, it's a great question. So if you were to order today, your subscription would go out probably the third week of April. So we just need enough time to package it up and get the yarn in from India. So I think sometimes people think like, oh, it's going to come in like 3 days. We actually are sourcing it and putting everything together based on the actual need and like the demand in that way. So that happens, and then the next month generally will skip because of where you're ordering. And then the following month, so April, so you would get recharged on the 1st of June, and then you'll get it on the 3rd of every month. So you get charged on the 1st, and then it ships around the 2nd or 3rd week of the month.
Okay. Very good.
And in the US, you usually get them within like 2 to 4 days, depending on where you are.
Okay. And then so I guess that means you don't, it's not like a pre-order. So you don't have like 10 boxes available and then they can sell out. You kind of just keep accepting people.
We keep accepting people. I think though in the future, and we've been talking about this here, like we are going to put a cap on it. I think like probably by the end of the summer, just because of the way this has grown, like we're all really shocked by it and we're super happy, but we want to make sure that we are respecting our supply chains and the people over there. Like it's where this yarn is actually coming from, where things are being sourced from, like we want to create very safe and sustainable employment. That's really what the company is all about. And if we have these like huge spikes, it's actually very destructive. And so we want to make sure we can smooth that out as much as possible. So I can see us in the future putting a cap on it potentially.
Very cool. So I can tell that you really care about this and the sourcing and everything else. So have you gone over there and seen the factories, or how does that work? Like, did you go over there to find that they're the right people for you, or you went based off of
that are in the box, or were taken by me, or were taken by like the photographer I brought with me.
Very cool.
I've been working with a lot of these, like these points within India. I mean, at least for like 7 years. So, so it's like, they're like family to me, and like to be able to use like, and I am so passionate about it, to be able to use crafting as a way to create safe jobs. And then, we have our staff here, and the other part of what we do in terms of fulfillment is we're partnered with Schenectady ARC, and it's a local organization, and they give jobs to adults with developmental disabilities. So they're actually helping us kit everything together. So like we're just all about like infusing and helping communities globally and locally. And it's just, I think that's why we've been able to grow the way we have.
That is so awesome. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have any questions, Marley?
So we did have a question of where people could go to subscribe to these boxes. And so Brittany posted it in the chat room, but if you want to say it out loud so that people don't have to go searching for it, Nicole, I'll leave it to you. What is the URL for them to go to subscribe?
Yeah, if you just go right to darngoodyarn.com and right on the homepage, right in the center, it says join the fun, and there's a little button there. You click on that and it brings you to the checkout process, and from there you'll be taken care of.
I love it. It's so good. People are they're really excited to hear about the yarn boxes. They love the fact that you're listening to your customers and making changes to different things that people might have liked or did not like. And so they're happy about that. And they're excited to possibly win another prize. Katelyn, is that what's going on?
Yep, here we go. Prize number 3. Here's your last chance to win a box. We'd like to know, so write prize number 3 and then write why you would like to win one of these subscription boxes. Like, what have you heard so far tonight that really makes you want to jump in and be part of this community and part of this subscription?
Fantastic.
Is what we'd like to know.
Fantastic.
Okay, now, are there any other questions, or can I?
Nope, you're good. Keep going.
Okay.
Now they're just scrolling down the chat with all of these. They're answering number 3. So I'm gonna have to like pick and choose where the questions are.
So one of the cool things is with the box, you can add a mystery yarn to your subscription. Now, is this for every box you can do this, or just the beginner box?
Yeah, that technology thing, right? This is what happens when you don't really, like, you think like you're gonna it's gonna be like 5 people are gonna sign up. You know, this is what happened when I started Darn Good Yarn. I thought this was just gonna be like a side thing I do. I had no idea this was gonna be my full-time job. So in the way Darn Good Yarn works, and to answer your question, right now you get a mystery. You can sign up and get a mystery item on your first subscription, but when we do this upgrade that's happening like right now, you'll be able to actually add it on every single month if you so choose.
Okay, so then if you can add it on every month, that just brings up another question for me. If I subscribe, am I continually enrolled in it until I tell you I don't want to be? Or do I have to go back each month and say, yes, I want this month's box?
We'll have admin so that you can actually control that however you want. So you can say, okay, I'm going to I want this every month, or I want to control it every single month. Send me like a reminder email so I can curate my own box.
Okay. And the price is still the same then, no matter how you do it. Like, I know some subscriptions say if you do a whole year, it's one price, but if you do it monthly, it's a different price.
No, so we're going to keep it at like, we're going to keep it as long as we can at that $10 mark, and then plus shipping. And then if you decide to add in a mystery item or any other add-ons that we might have for that month, because sometimes we get like great deals on other things, so we'll include that too. Cool. You can add that on, and so it's just a month-by-month charge versus just doing like a year and discounting it. Because we just, like I said, like we really understand what like crafters go through, like, because we're crafters as well. So like sometimes you want to knit, and maybe you want to knit through the winter, and then you can pause the subscription. Like maybe you're going away for a couple of months, or you're just not doing that craft for that moment. I mean, right now I'm doing some crazy rug hooking. Like, I get it. So you can pause it and then come back to it. So I don't want people to feel like, oh, I have this 12 months and I'm locked in.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I did get the mystery ball with my box, and it's wrapped up here. And this is banana fiber.
Yeah.
That is the coolest thing ever. I didn't even know. Sorry, guys, it might be a little loud as I open this, but I didn't even know you could. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
It's like bamboo. It's similar to bamboo in terms of its
I've just never heard of banana fiber. Look at that. That is awesome. Isn't that so cool? Marley, what am I going to make with this?
I don't know. Like, I'm looking at that. I'm thinking like crochet a Solomon knot.
I know.
Scarf would be really cool.
That would
Something
be really
that you get
cool.
a lot of bang for your buck, you know?
Yep.
Drop stitch scarf. A real skinny drop stitch scarf.
I mean, the coolest thing about this too, other than it's banana fiber, because for me, that's really awesome. But like, you can really see, like, this is hand spun yarn. You know, you're not going to find this anywhere else. This is like a labor of love put into every piece of fiber that's put in here. I mean, that's, to me, I don't even know what to say about that. That just like makes me so happy, because I love doing this. I want the people who are making my supplies to love it too, to put that much effort into it, the same amount of effort I put into my project, to be able to give to somebody else, to give to my children, to sometimes give to myself. That doesn't happen often, but
Whatever.
that's what I want, you know?
You have more cowls than I do. I love it. Every time you're on, you're wearing something great that you made, and I'm like, I bought this necklace. I could put on my socks for the knit along and just be like, hey, put my feet up. Or maybe here I have a sock puppet today. Our extra guest. I know.
In case I didn't show up or I was a little too tipsy to be on live camera.
No, you're good. We're good. Everything's. I just have my Diet Dr. Pepper.
We were contemplating wine. I'm like, oh, we're almost at 6 o'clock.
Marley, I think that has to be a new thing. We're going to have to start bringing wine because all of our guests want wine too. So,
it's kind of funny though, because with the podcast, usually the wine is at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's kind of questionable, but here, I mean, it's 3, almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Colorado. So, hey. I could have a glass of wine now.
Nicole and I are on the East Coast, and it's almost 6 o'clock here, so we are good to go.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So real quick, I have a question here. Somebody was asking, did they miss the fact that there are tools in each and every box, or is it just the beginner box?
It's right now, it's just the beginner box. I think there's some months down the road that we include tools again. But the other free gifts are, they're fun things. Like this last month, we had cute little wine charms that like went along with the pattern that we did. So
very cool. And then Kathy is asking, how soft is that banana yarn, Katelyn?
I wouldn't say it's a super like soft yarn, but it's not rough, but it's not, I think it has to do with kind of like the way it is made. I don't know if you can see that. It's very twisted. So it's not the softest thing, but I would still definitely wear it like around my neck or things like that. So
okay.
It's not scratchy in any way. It's just not.
It's not chic sheep soft.
Yeah.
I will tell you that yarn, like that in our original recycled silk, like it feels very coarse initially, but it breaks in like, and it gets like fuzzy and organic looking like over time. Like I still have a headband that's like, I don't want to say like this big ball of fuzz, but it's like, it's just so soft, and that's definitely not how it came off the ball. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's not scratchy in any way. It just, I think until it does its thing, and when
like linen is like that,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Like I love linen, but I have a hard time working with linen, but the finished product of linen, I love it. I think it's beautiful. We have another question from Jeannie. She says, before ordering the boxes, do you ask about the knitter's level of experience?
No, and that's because we keep everything actually pretty basic, and it's not like, we know there's really experienced folks out there, and they could probably look at a ball of yarn and like do way more with it than the patterns are. But these are basic patterns. Again, like I approach this as if I was giving the box to myself, because I ain't got no time no more. So they're really basic. And we, like I said, though, if you go on our Instagram, you see what other people have done who are not basic, and they have like just made amazing things with their yarn.
So I have to ask then, so this is what you got in the box. You said about 50 grams to it, right? So, and you also said that a lot of times you're going based off of what's selling like on the website and stuff. Do you sell the yarns that come in the boxes that I could go and purchase more?
Yes.
If I go, hey, I don't really want a cowl right now. I see this more as a whatever, but I need X amount of yards to be able to complete it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We do.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. I have another question from Kathy. She wants to know, with each box, do you get care instructions for the different fibers? Because other people are asking, how do you wash the banana fiber? And then somebody else is asking, does it smell like bananas?
Well,
it's, everyone always asks, though, the care instructions. Yeah, if you want to show Katelyn the, yeah.
Hold
so
on.
it does have the care instructions right on here.
All right, go ahead. Got it.
It does not smell like banana. And even on this packaging, like they have a little sticker that tells you that this is dry clean or cold water wash. And they tell you how many grams are on it. And like this one, this has the knitting and crochet gauge on it.
Awesome.
So that you can see that. And then it tells you what it is, how how many yards, and where it's made. Like this is handmade in India, tells you it's a medium worsted weight and that it's hand wash.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody is asking how many grams is the mystery yarn. All the yarn comes in 50-gram lots, right?
Sometimes with our mystery yarn, actually, we'll send 100 grams. So we'll do like a super duper bonus.
Yeah,
it
I
just
think
really
this
all
one
depends
is.
on, I mean, it really is a mystery. It's like, I'm not sitting here like, oh, this is our mystery item. It's really like, oh, what are we going to do this week? Okay, darn good yarn style.
Right.
YOLO.
Somebody is asking if the banana yarn will shrink, and I'm going to mention that it is a plant fiber. Plant fibers tend to not shrink. They actually stretch more often than not. So my guess is that no, it would not shrink. Another question is saying a person is mentioning that she's actually allergic to bananas, and she's wondering if she could use the yarn. And I said, I wouldn't chance it, but I've never heard of somebody allergic to banana. I've heard of people allergic to wool and peanuts, but never bananas. That's a new one for me. So how do you go about making sure that with these mystery fibers, whatever it may be, that as you're sending it, that somebody is aware fully 100% before they even touch it, what the fiber is, just in case that they're allergic?
Yeah, so everything is labeled, and we actually have had people like they get in the mail and they're like, we're allergic to bananas, and I'm not going to be the person to say like, hey, that's cool, because the banana fiber itself, it's made from the bark of the tree. So I'm not a doctor, like I'm not going to say like, oh, you're not going to have an allergic reaction to that. So we'll like, they can donate that, and we'll send them a yarn that is actually suitable and will not make them like, have a really bad medical issue.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Katelyn. I think there's a
Okay.
winner for number 3 if you wanted to
Yeah,
say
but I got
it.
to ask another question before I forget it.
Go ahead.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so I know I always struggle with this, so I'm going to ask it. When I get a project, will this ball of yarn include a swatch amount, or do you swatch and then take it out so that you can complete the project?
So this is me being lazy and not a lot of time. The beauty of silk, and another reason why we really chose this to make our predominant fiber for all the boxes, is that they're not gauge specific. You just sort of like cast on and go, and it's not really critical. So,
okay.
God, I remember, and I tell you, I'm knitting a jumper for my daughter, and like it was one of these nights she wasn't sleeping, so I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I have to gauge this, and like that was like, my 15 minutes of sanity I had to myself. And then like I couldn't start it again for another week, even though I knew my gauge was correct. So yeah, I'm like, I don't want to say I'm the laziest. I'm just the most time crunched person in the world, I feel sometimes. So yeah, cast on and go and do your thing.
Okay, I just think that's good to know, because especially when I can't easily go out and buy it off the shelf at a local store, I want to make sure I'm not using up all my yarn.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have the winner. Let's do the winner. This one I think I can pronounce, but watch me butcher this one.
Much easier.
Okay, so our final winner, everybody ready, is, drum roll please, or no drum roll, Anita Duckworth.
Sorry.
Anita Duckworth. So please send us an email at submissions@marleybird.com. Again, Anita Duckworth. So congratulations.
Yay.
Awesome. I just want to mention here really quickly, a bunch of people are asking, how much is it to ship to here? How much is it to ship there? She answered that question earlier, guys. If you go to her website, the information for how much it is to ship places, you can look that up there. And I'm guessing that if you need like absolute information, email them. They'll be happy to help you. But I just don't want you to keep asking the question thinking I'm not reading it. I'm seeing them, but I'm not going to sit here and ask how much it is to ship to everywhere in the world. You know what I mean? So I just want to throw that out there real quick.
Okay, so we have one more goodie to kind of do, but I'm going to hold off 1 minute. And I know we're talking about the subscription box. I know we're talking about yarn because that's where we are. But could you take a brief moment and kind of explain the rest of the company? Because I know that a lot of times I will see ads or marketing materials for other things that you guys are doing and selling, and just to kind of make it full circle for people as to what the overall company is exactly.
Sure. So although our name is Darn Good Yarn, we actually sell a lot of other products. And I think like people don't realize that, but we really want to embody the creative lifestyle. And we know that it's not just like, you express it in so many other ways than just knitting or crocheting or doing your fiber art. So we have and we're developing into a full clothing line. So we have these really cool things that like we're pretty popular for, which is our sari wrap skirts. And it's actually made from the same materials that our ribbons are made from. And this actually came from when I was in India. I realized how how talented a lot of these women are in terms of their sewing abilities. And I'm like, man, you're just making our ribbon. I should say just, but like there's so much more that you can do, and there's so many more employment opportunities. So we developed that out, and there are these cool wrap skirts. So we're really well known for those. We also carry yarn. Actually, Carrie's thrown it into the scene here. Yeah, this this is actually one of the skirts, and every single one of the skirts is one of a kind. And they're reversible, and we have different sizing and things like that. And we usually have some great sales going on because people buy them. Like, I seriously have customers that have like 20 of these, and this is all they wear with leggings. It's amazing. So those are those. I'm thinking like, God, I feel like we have so many things. Yeah, of course we have yarn bowls. We have a ton of yarn bowls. And we have a lot of notions. We also have actually in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a whole new home goods line that's going to be launched on the website as well. But again, it's like, it's really like the world according to Nicole. Like, I just want to sort of surround us with items that have really been thoughtfully sourced, that have really great stories behind them, that serve, that woman who's like, doing pottery on her own in the middle of Montana, or someone who's in the middle of India, like, putting food on their table. So we just really want to have thoughtfully sourced, happily curated products on the website.
I love that. I think that's great. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew it's Darn Good Yarns, but it's not just yarns. Like, it branches out past that, but it still has the same philosophy behind it and everything else, which I think is totally cool. So, okay. Before we end, I want to make sure everybody knows that, again, Darn Good Yarns is a darn good company. Sorry, cheesy, I know, but and they're giving
you for that one.
They're giving everybody a coupon code for 15% off your first box, and the code is Marley Bird, all one word, all caps. So it's MARLYBIRD, Marley Bird. And how long is that good for?
Carrie, how long is that good for?
30 days.
30 days. 30 days
Okay.
It is.
So today's March 29th. So it's good until April 29th.
Yep.
Cool. And if you get a box, please post pictures. Let us know you got them. We'd love to see what you guys are doing with them. If you're following the patterns in the boxes or kind of doing your own thing, we're always interested in that. So I think that's everything on my list. Did you guys want to talk about anything else about the company, the yarn?
No, I mean, like, we're just stoked to be here doing this and serving, serving the community. We were just at Stitches United last week, and it was like,
cool.
It's so wonderful to be around our community and not behind a computer all the time. So
yeah.
I understand. I was at Stitches United. I didn't see you there.
We were there for like a hot minute. I was doing this RIA. It was in the front of the marketplace with like making rugs. It's sort of like rug hooking. Amazing. So this is like my new love right now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyways, all right. So there you go. Thank you so much, Katelyn, for taking it upon yourself to accept these wonderful gifts from all these lovely companies and unboxing the boxes with us. And Nicole, thank you so much for joining us and be able here to answer questions that people have. It's always nice to hear directly from the owner of the company. And I know that your time is just as precious as everybody else's. And so thank you so much for joining us. And everybody can go to darngoodyarn.com to find information about subscribing. And if they subscribe, you do get your, I just forgot the name of it, like the beginner box. What is it called?
It's your first time yarn box. Oh my God.
The yarn box.
I don't even know. I'm like,
so, and I think you might have answered this question, but I'm going to ask it once again. If they sign up right now, are they going to get March yarn box or April's?
They're going to get their first time box, and then they're actually going to get a June box after that.
Okay, so they'll get June. So there you go. And that's like as of today, March 29th. So of course that date will move if you're watching this video at a later date. But you can find out all their information on their URL. So all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Don't forget to hit subscribe to the Marley Bird YouTube channel and smash that like button so that other people know you enjoyed this video. And you can come back here for more videos just like this one. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.